Welcome back to The Ambassadors. I'm thrilled to dive into today's topic with you. Let's get right into it.
Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving into a daily devotional that asks a really big question. What does it truly mean to be a leader? And its answer might surprise you. It argues that the real core of leadership isn't about tasks or targets, but about one single powerful idea: encouragement. So let's just ask it straight up. What really makes a leader effective? Is it just about managing a to-do list and hitting goals? Or is there something deeper? The text we're exploring today says, yeah, there's a whole different way to look at it. All right, so let's get right into the foundational concept. The devotional we're looking at really grounds its entire philosophy of leadership in what it calls a leader's core calling. At the very heart of this whole idea is this one verse from 1 Thessalonians. It says to comfort and edify one another. Now, the text presents this not just as, a nice suggestion, but as the central command for any leader. But what does that word edify actually mean? Well, to edify is actually pretty simple. It just means to build someone up, to provide that moral, intellectual, or spiritual guidance that helps them grow. And this right here is the crucial takeaway. Leadership, from this viewpoint, isn't about directing people around. It's about building them up. Okay, so if a leader's job is to build people up, what's the actual result of that? Why does focusing on encouragement really matter in the day-to-day? The devotional draws a really clear line in the sand here. On one side, you've got your typical task-focused leader. Yeah, they might hit their targets, but it often leads to burnout and doubt on the team. But on the other side, you have the encouraging leader. This is the person who focuses on affirmation, on nurturing their people. And the text argues that's what really builds long-term trust and productivity. And when you look at the specific outcomes, they're pretty profound. The devotional makes the case that this leadership style does way more than just boost morale. It actually builds core strengths, things like confidence and resilience. It's basically positioned as the direct antidote to the burnout and discouragement that a purely task-driven approach can cause. Now, theory is one thing, right? But what does this look like in practice? To make this concept super concrete, the devotional gives us a really powerful case study. So the example we get is a biblical figure named Barnabas. And you really can't get any clearer than his name, which the text points out literally means son of encouragement. I mean, his whole identity was basically wrapped up in this one quality. So what did he do that was so special? Well, the text highlights this key moment where Barnabas stepped up to support another leader, the Apostle Paul, right when he was just starting out. When pretty much everyone else was skeptical and hesitant, Barnabas was the one who offered his support. And the impact was huge. According to the text, Barnabas' support didn't just give Paul a little confidence boost. It actively strengthened him for his entire mission. This one act created that perfect environment of growth and trust. It's the whole principle, right there in action. Okay, so we've seen the concept and we've seen the example. Now the devotional pivots from theory right into practice. How can you or I actually apply this principle in our own lives? The text throws down a direct challenge with this question, taken straight from its life application section. It's basically asking you to hit pause and really think, are you building people up, or are you just focused on checking off boxes? It's a call for some real, honest self-assessment. And the great thing is, it doesn't just leave you there to wonder. The devotional gives 3 really clear steps to get started. First, just examine your own style. Second, actively motivate people by affirming their progress. And third, intentionally make it your goal to uplift others. It's all about shifting from accidental to intentional encouragement. So, this brings us to the final part of the source material. After laying out the what, the why, and the how, it finishes up with a very direct invitation and a clear call to action. The final call to action is actually pretty simple. Make a formal declaration. The text suggests that by intentionally committing yourself to inspiring and encouraging others, you turn it from just a good idea into a core part of your personal mission. And to help with that commitment, the text provides a prayer. This little excerpt really captures the heart of it. It's basically asking for the empowerment to become someone who encourages and motivates, someone who strengthens faith and inspires hope wherever you go. And finally, the devotional connects this leadership principle back to its own larger mission. It invites readers to support what it calls Operation 500 Million Souls for Christ in one of 3 ways: by becoming a prayer partner, serving as a volunteer missionary, or by providing support as a kingdom investor. And so after exploring this whole idea of leadership through edification, it really all comes down to this one simple question. It brings it out of the clouds and into a daily action. How will you, right now, today,
Thank you for watching. Please share, like, and comment. Your host, God's servant, David F. Noifulu.